In this video, we will talk about how we use ranking groups and scoring groups and rating indexes in Creditsafe Connect for Business Central. So if you go to the list of the monitoring objects, you will see that we have ranking on all the companies that we have here. Ranking is something that we use for companies and also private persons in Norway. But if you use Swedish data source and fetch data for persons, we will use the scoring. So those two concepts live in parallel. If you go to the setup and data processing, we have a list of credit rank groups. This is very simple: A, B, C, D, E. And you see the descriptions for them. And we also have the list of credit score groups that is used for persons, which also is A, B, C, D, E, but it describes not the risk, it just describes the solvency. High, very high, high, medium, low, and no assessment. And if we go back to the credit rank groups, these groups are provided by Creditsafe from the global data source. Creditsafe calculates the credit rank for all countries. But if we take a look at the Swedish data source, we don't get these A, B, C, D, E ranking groups from the Swedish data source. But if we go into my list of monitoring objects and we take a look at the Swedish company, well, hey, we have a ranking, the B. And how do we do that? Well, that is based on the rating. And if you take a look at the Swedish data source, we go to the list of data sources, go to Swedish. We have these mapping tables, the ranking group mapping and the score group mapping. And if we focus on the most common one, the ranking, you can see that from a rating index, the numerical index from 1 to 39, that's a D ranking. 40 to 59 is a C, 60 to 79 is a B, and over 80 is an A. So we translate the rating index to the ranking group code, and that is only for the Swedish data source. But we follow the same translation, the same rules as Creditsafe does in the global data source. So that is how we can actually look at data that coming both from the global data source and the Swedish data source and get a ranking code A, B, C, D, E that is calculated in the same way. If you take a closer look on this list, you can see that for some countries, we also have the rating index provided by Creditsafe. And that is for all the countries where Creditsafe owns their own data. I don't know if I have any examples here where we no, but for like Norway, Creditsafe both gives us the rating index and the ranking in the data that we get from Creditsafe. But again, for the Swedish data source, we only get the rating index, but in Business Central, we calculate the ranking code based on that. And the ranking code, we use it a lot. We use it here. And if we look at the customer card, you can see that we on the credit monitoring fact box, you get the ranking, the B, you get the description, a low risk. If we go back to My Role Center, we can take a look at the customer analysis where we can fetch all the customer ledger entries, all the outstanding orders, and we can take a look at from a risk perspective. Now I'm looking at the companies, but if we had a private persons, I would take a look at from a solvency perspective. But this is normally we'll take a look at it from a risk perspective, A, B, C, D, E ranking. So this is how we use the ranking in Business Central. And we can also take a look at this. This is also the ranking, A, B, C, D, E rankings. How many customers do we have which has an A ranking, a B ranking? How many of these are blocked, non-blocked? This is the E ranking. We have 8 customers blocked, 15, which I can go in and I can click on these and get the list and so on. So that was pretty much all about the ranking. So thank you for watching.